Want to make intimacy more fun and more intense? Here are a few things to bring in from my coaching insights and perspective. Hi, this is Liana, holistic intimacy coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here, I help you get your orgasmic intimacy. Before I get into the things to bring in, I want to remind you of the resources that I have that can also inspire you. First of all, it's Get Your Orgasmic Intimacy ebook. It's on Amazon, Kindle. It contains general coaching insights. It contains 55 micro experiments or coaching exercises and 22 client anecdotes. So people that I've worked with, they've been through serious stuff and they overcame that stuff. So you want to take inspiration also from other people, extract wisdom from there. And also from an experimental and embodying perspective, the dojo, where I have 5 intimacy programs. 3 of them are around touch, and they also have a discount code. Check it under the video. One of them is just for women. It's women's practices, and it's 12 weeks of practices. Ladies, you also get group coaching live with me when you join there. And last but not least, there's Roadmap to Intimacy Growth. That one is a general look for anybody, man, woman, around intimacy growth. Intellectually speaking, body-wise speaking, so general practices. And then also 10 of the most difficult scenarios that people have brought in coaching, explained and answered with coaching wisdom. Those are extremely resourceful also. I also opened a Patreon page where you can join me for daily practices. They are audio, recorded, and you can choose from multiple levels depending on how much you want to work with me directly or simply recorded. Enjoy. Now, let's get back to our erotic sheep and bringing the intensity in intimacy. Things to bring in if you want to make it more intense. Number 1, work on your drive to explore sexually. This means your hot blood to do something new, even if it's once a week, once a month, heck, once a year. You gotta muster up some hot blood, like I say. In Romanian, we call this vână, in order to do something new, get out of the routine. You don't have to do it daily, okay? But every now and then, do that, okay? And that begins with what? With thinking, okay, I gotta do and I wanna do something new. Come on, I don't wanna let this get stale and boring and routine. And you can take inspiration from anywhere. You can check out this channel. You can check out the resources that are under the video. Ideas can come from anywhere. If first of all, you think, okay, I got to do something different here. I want to. All right. Muster up the drive to explore sexually. Number 2, increase sexual esteem. Everybody's got some insecurities when it comes to intimacy. Whether we've lived some nasty stuff in the past, whether, we look at people and they seem like they're the hottest and the best or the most skilled in bed. Everybody's got some insecurity here. And trust me, when I say this, I also talk about me. I'm a flawed human being like the rest of mortals out there. So sometimes, yes, I too get triggered. Yes, around intimacy. It's possible, okay? So when you work on your sexual esteem, you actually decrease the likelihood of being triggered and losing your grip on the resources that you have. Because one thing you need to know is that everybody also has some gifts. Maybe they're not sought after by everybody out there, okay? The gifts that I have are not universally valid. The gifts that I don't know what kind of hot person you think of right now, their gifts, maybe not everybody considers those gifts or, exciting or arousing. It's true for everybody. But when you lose your sexual esteem, you actually lose grip on what you're good at, because you are good at some things. So walk around like you remember and think also of the skills that you have. Then for this one, any kind of personal growth is extremely valuable. Even if you take a session once per year, it's still going to help you. You can bring in those sessions, your biggest fears. That is the best place to bring your demons and your anxieties and all the stuff that freak you out and work on them. That is the safest place to do it. Counterintuitively, the coach or the therapist or the counselor, they're not going to laugh at you and they're not there to dump you. They're there to actually help you work on that shit. Yes. Okay. One place where anxieties and worries and shortcomings are welcome is in a session for personal growth. That's the stuff that personal growth is made of. We bring our fears and we work around them because there are ways to work around them. Number 3, embody your sexual instincts. Everybody's got them, but because we're so worried, look back at point number 2, we don't really stay connected to our instincts. Okay? And embodying your sexual instincts doesn't mean that you have to be vulgar or crude. It doesn't mean that you have to do things that is disgusting or a turn off for others. It doesn't mean that you have to show off or push it in any way. No. Instincts are there always. Sometimes maybe they're a bit dimmed because you're tired, because you're thinking of other things. Sometimes maybe you ate well, you saw a movie or listened to a song or just enjoyed something physical like a massage or a hot bath or something. And it got you in connection with your instincts more. Great. When you feel the connection to your instincts, just enjoy it and embody it. Whatever that is, maybe you speak in a certain way. Maybe you give a hint to somebody that you like them or want them. Maybe to your partner, you just do something that is not necessarily common for you, but you dream of doing it. Those are your instincts. It doesn't have to be rocket science and it doesn't have to be NASA stuff. Simplest things possible, but you actually do them and you seize the moment when you're in connection to that. So you feel like doing that and you do it. Pure and simple. Number 4, trust to say no to the things that you're turned off by. Yes, you can actually say no even to the person that is super hot and that you've wanted for so long. And they come up with something that is a turnoff for you. It's just really freaky, downright weird for you. What are you going to do? Accept it? If you want to bring in more passion and juice in intimacy, sometimes no is required. Except that everybody thinks that a no is extremely unpleasant. How about you say, thank you, but no, I don't feel like it. Doesn't work for me. You know, it sounds fun for others, but just doesn't do it for me. Here's what works for me. Okay? That's how you go about it. No, thank you. I'm not into that. Here's what I'm into. No further explanation needed. And you don't have to saying no to somebody, even the hottest person ever. It doesn't breaking rapport when the rapport would actually mean that it wouldn't honor you is the hottest thing that you can do. So sometimes saying no is hot. Okay? You just have to say it. Carry on, and if they fall short or just break away or whatever, fine. You wouldn't have enjoyed it anyway. Trust me, I've tried. It turns out bad. Number 5, never fear attractive people. Okay, whatever your definition of attractive is, and whenever you feel that you fall short of the level of attractiveness that those people have, remember to not fear them. Just because they seem attractive to you doesn't mean that everybody sees them as attractive. Also, it doesn't mean they don't have flaws or that sometimes they just, sometimes even attractive people can look, ugh. Everybody's got bad hair days, bad face days, bad mood days, okay? That's not attractive. Even the hottest people have that. They're also human. So never fear attractive people. Really. Especially when you're out dating, remember that they're also a human being. I had this neighbor. I was living in a block of flats when I was a kid. And there was this girl on another floor. She was older than I was. And whenever she was attracted to some guys that were like super hot, she learned to work on her anxiety by imagining them sitting on the toilet and taking a dump. And she said that every time I'm super freaked out, I remind myself that, this person goes to the toilet. What would they look like? Yeah, kind of makes you go like this, but it works. It drives your anxiety down. And the last one, this one's going to sound extremely unusual, but treat everybody as a human being. What I mean by this, don't kneel, figuratively speaking, to very attractive people or people that are higher in social status or economical status. And don't show disrespect or disgust at people that seem unattractive or on a lower social status or economical status. Treat people as human beings. This one means that you actually work a lot with your tolerance, your ability to relate to people no matter where they are. That's actually much more easier said than done. Simply because sometimes it can be, and I know I struggle with this one a lot too. Some people I find disgusting, not necessarily because I judge them, but because their physical way of being is extremely unpleasant to the senses. I'll be very polite here. So sometimes it's even hard for me to treat everybody or remember that they're human being. And in my case, it's not that I'm not attacking or mocking people. It's not in my nature. But I avoid. Like when I see something that I don't like, I avoid. Or other times when I see arrogant people, because those are also out there, I do respond with an arrogant, gesture like this. It's not just a look, it's an entire movement. And then I walk away also. They obviously can perceive that, just as I perceive their arrogance. That's, for instance, where I need to work on treating people as human beings. Because sometimes, even those disgusting or arrogant people, in our perspective, if we find a way to just be polite or simply seek common ground, try to communicate with them, they might surprise you. Their stature or their physical entire presence changes and they're more open. I've also had this surprise, but I know that it took a lot of patience from me to relate to people in that way. So to break away or break through my disgust, my reaction to their arrogance and so on. This one is valid also in intimacy. Sometimes you can meet people who are truly, like with hardcore, hard-proof experience, truly more skilled than you are. It's also happened to me, okay? And I know that for me as a sex coach, it's like, how is that possible? How does somebody who's not a coach has more experience than I do? Okay, it's possible. It doesn't mean that I'm universally all-knowing and all-capable and whatever. No. So I know that I'm also triggered by those, and it's my pride and my ego that gets super triggered. So sometimes I need to remind myself, I don't really have to sleep with those people. I don't have to do anything. I just have to not be triggered by the fact that somebody has a lot more knowledge / skill than I do. It's okay. I don't have to know it all. It takes a lot for me to do that. Okay, that's another trigger point, which it's even more delicate. So whatever your trigger points are, remember to treat other human beings like human beings. It can turn out extremely useful also in intimacy from many perspectives. When you engage with somebody who's obviously more capable than you are, that's my word. You don't have to use capable. Put in another word maybe. When you're breaking up with somebody or when somebody breaks up with you, that's also really challenging. When you're being rejected, I know about rejection, okay? More than it's elegant to know. So in those moments, if you remember to treat yourself as a human being and the other as a human being, it's not weakness. That's really being personally resourceful. Even if you're not as skilled as the other person, or if you're not in a vantage point in any way, you're still much better than you could be by allowing yourself to treat everybody just differently. So that's, for me, the 6 steps that I would say just to bring more juice, more intensity, more variety sometimes, or just a better perspective overall in your intimacy. Check out the resources that I have. For a lot of these 6 steps, the resources are going to help you. You actually work on it. And also let me know what you think. Maybe there are other things that I didn't think of right now. Put them in a comment below, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye.